Hey, I'm still here. I ain't gone away. I ain't kicked the bucket or thrown myself on a chest anywhere yet. I was title of this one's about Leo Salazar, the Jenny Kyle's mysterious writings. Forrest stated that success is an omnificent guru, and in once upon a while, here's Moses. Here's Moses. They're asking, where is the treasure? Well, here is Moses. Okay, and the thing is, this is Leo Salazar carved the Moses for Forrest, and Forrest said, or this is, Forrest is quoting Leo Salazar here. That's where Moses received the Ten Commandments, Leo said, as he spoke like some kind of omnipotent religious guru. Now, if you're successful, you know where here is. And where here is where Moses received the Ten Commandments. Where here is where the model for this Moses is. And it says right here that Leo said, that's where. Is this wooden statue a where or a place? No, it's an object. It's a thing. It can go anywhere. But that's where is a location. And the location is where the Moses is that this was modeled after. The Moses that I had found. And, plenty, he's standing there parting the Rocky Mountains. It's the same Moses with his arms out like that, with little hands. But the thing is, Forrest knew where his place was, where this place was, at the time he was dying of cancer. He was going to go throw himself on it. That's all the noise. The noise is wind. You gotta. I can't do anything about God and the noises of nature and stuff like that. So if you don't like it, it's go watch some gypsies. I don't. They don't know anything anyhow. So yeah, I'm not just I'm trying to talk about Leo Salazar, not the wind and the noise and stuff. If distractions can get in your way of finding the treasure, if you let something like that distract you, but it doesn't distract. I'm trying to get the point that Leo Salazar showed Forrest where the original Moses was. He said that's where Moses received the Ten Commandments. And Leo Salazar died in February 1991. So he had to have carved that Moses for Forrest at about the time Forrest had cancer. And this is where Forrest wanted to go throw his bones. He's not religious, but he's spiritual, and that's a very spiritual place. Religious people don't understand spiritual. So, but Leo had died unexpectedly in early February in 91. So he had to have carved that Moses before 1991. He didn't carve it on his deathbed or anything. He didn't carve it on his last day on Earth. It had to be sometime before 91. And that's when Forrest had cancer also and was contemplating throwing himself on the chest. And how much of the chest did Forrest have in 91? Stop it, Jack. I just let you in. And you want out again? Yeah, he wants out. I want out again. In and out. I should have called you in and out dog. You're so demanding. One second. I'm going to let the dog out. Go play. All right. I've had 20 to 30 mile an hour winds for the last 20 hours or so, and burned up my one wind generator controller, and I have a second one. I put that on, but I expect it to burn that up too. These dang Chinese, they sell you a 400 watt wind generator with a 200 watt controller. And of course, what's that 400 watts going to do to the 200 watt controller? It's going to melt the little piece of shit. Inadequate. This one's less expensive. You put this one in the box. Idiots. That's what you get when you got salespeople selling electrical equipment, and they know nothing about the technology or what a watt. They don't know what a watt is. A watt is your voltage multiplied by your amperage. If you have 12 volts and 2 amps, you have 24 watts. If you have 12 volts and half an amp, you have 6 watts. Okay, so if you have a 400 watt wind generator, a controller that only carries 16 amps at 12 volts is 192 watt. It ain't enough for that 400 watt. You need at least 36, 37 amps to run a 400 watt wind generator on a 12 volt circuit. And also, if you're running 36 amps, you need a big ass wire on there. You need at least a number 10 or a number 8 wire should be coming out of that controller to go to the battery to carry 400 watts on a 12 volt wire. 400 watts. You see, 400 watts on a 120 volt wire. You can get away with a number 16 wire, because 400 divided by 120 is like 3.5 amps, and 3.5 amps you can do on the amperage is what determines the wire size. The voltage doesn't determine the wire size. So, but we get back to Leo Salazar. I got his. I found a copy of the paper from when he passed away, and I'll just open it with this file. Oh no, that's what I'm looking for. Where'd it go? There it is. Okay, Leo Salazar, 57. He died when he was 57. So he's he was born in 1933, so he was 3 years younger than Forrest. So he was Forrest's age. He was a local Taos artist, and he has done a lot of wood carving. There's some, I just learned there's some over at the church in San Luis, Colorado. That's just north of the border from Taos. And he's carved some panels that somebody, I guess, didn't finish something, and he carved some panels for that church there. And there's the Stations of the Cross. If you climb up the hill to go to that church, there's the Stations of the Cross going up there. It's a bunch of statues and things. And I guess Leo Salazar's got some wood carving there. Some wood panels. I see there's square. There's, some scene on it. Jesus on the cross and stuff like that. But he did a lot of religious carvings and stuff. That's why he did Moses and things. But Forrest Fenn says, right here. Oh, okay. So that's where he's quoting Leo. That's where Moses received the 10 Commandments, Leo said, as he spoke like some kind of omnipotent religious guru. His words were fit for lessons at any Sunday school. Since success is an omnipotent guru, Leo Salazar is the only omnipotent guru in Forrest Fenn's books. There's nobody else at Forrest Fenn called an omnipotent guru. A successful person will find Moses. I found Moses. I'm going to put him on the screen just for... Oh. Boom. Bang. Right there. There's Moses, standing on a mammoth, parting the Rocky Mountains. You see there's figures down here. Moses. There's people standing on the mammoth. This is a mammoth in the trunk. There's a vulture over his head. Okay, so Leo Salazar used this Moses to carve Forrest Fenn's wooden Moses. Okay, and here's, I'm going to read this from the Taos paper. Boy, they make it a real pain in the butt just to look at one article. Oh, subscribe, give us money, and we'll let you read the one article. So pay us every month, even though this is the only thing you're ever going to read on our newspaper. How ridiculous to make people subscribe to read a couple articles, We got, give us your credit card information or you ain't seeing it, What a bunch of assholes these newspapers are. That's it. They're assholes. Politically correct. That's politically correct. To tell it like it is, in my book. So let me get this view zoom bigger. Gosh. There, bigger. Leo Salazar, 57, at Taos, died unexpectedly February 7th. He was a Santero known worldwide, and his Santos, this is wood carvings, I guess, are displayed at the Vatican in Rome, the Smithsonian Institution, and throughout the world in private collections. Salazar started carving cedar wood Santos at the age of 33 in 1965. He devoted most of his time 8 to 10 hours a day to his art, but he had no formal schooling in sculpture. I learned by just watching the great master carver, Pat Barilla of Taos. Salazar had said, "My sons are also wood carvers." In the article in the Taos News in 1985, Salazar talked about his love for his work. He worked in his backyard, refusing to use electric carving tools or vices to clamp the figures still. "I always hold the figures on my lap," he said. "You must be close with the wood to do good work. You must be close with the wood to do good work." He also explained he didn't sell his work to stores. "I want my Santos to go from my hands to another's hands." So he didn't, he probably wanted to give that one to Forrest, but you know what I'm saying. The cash didn't matter. Patrons come in by the busload to watch him work and buy his Santos, but he was disdainful of Santeros who carved merely for money. I'm going to have to look up what Santeros are. Must be artists, Mexican artists. He carved wood because he loved the feel of it in his hands, and he only carved Santos. "It is my faith," he said. Salazar was preceded in his death by his son Michael. Okay, this just goes on to name his family and when the funeral was and all that stuff. So let's see, what else did I have here? He was born May 20th, 1933, died February 7th, 1991, at the age of 57. So that was right about the time Forrest, just after Forrest had cancer, or maybe when he kicked it, because he got cancer in '89. But how long did it take before they gave him a diagnosis that there was no cancer anymore? So, yeah, Leo Salazar is the omnificent guru. You're successful if you can find Moses, the place where Moses received the 10 Commandments, the burning bush, and God burned that text into the stone with his fiery finger. Yeah. Santos, okay. Saints, okay. So, I mean, it doesn't, well, I guess it's hard for anybody to understand that's not an omnificent guru themselves. It's pretty obvious that you find Moses, you found the blaze, and you found, you're the omnificent guru. The successful treasure hunter is the omnificent guru that finds Moses. So, I mean, I've already found him, so you can't go find something not already found, or, it's like, he's like the finish line, but for the chase isn't over until Forrest passes away, and then the successful guru can have the chest and the treasure. But I still go looking for it because that's only a theory. Yeah, maybe I'll go up there. I can go down there, make a visit down there and go see them panels. That's like, 8 and 8, 16 and 20. Yeah, it's about 35 miles to go down there. I need to go down there and walk up that trail for some exercise and get some pictures of the Stations of the Cross. I don't think it's not in that church. No, that's too far from the. It's like, man, you know, because I found what I believe is the end of the rainbow area, and you know where Moses is to the end of the rainbow, and you know that church is 100 miles from there. So I don't think it's that far. So the whole path of the poem covers maybe 20 miles. Well, it depends on if you go as the crow flies or as the roads will let you. The if you follow the roads, it's probably another extra 10 miles. Because anytime you're driving on a road through the mountains, you're going around mountains and stuff. You know, to get to the other side of the mountain, you got to drive all the way around it and up this canyon, up that one, down that one, down that gorge, and when you see them, if you're a truck driver and you're going down that mountain, and it says runaway truck ramp, you better take that thing because your other choice is off the cliff. If you're having trouble slowing your truck down, if your brakes are smoking and you're coming down that Wolf Creek Pass, your choice is put your truck in the gravel and pay the fees to get it out of there, or you better have a good funeral plan. You know, the sign needs to say "runaway truck ramp" or "rest in peace." You know, you're going all. I made one that has a sign, and there was a sign like "Fallen Rock" sign. And I used that, and I got a truck launching off the cliff, you know, flying off the cliff. And so, and it said, runaway truck ramp, or you got a choice, the truck ramp, or you fly off the cliff. 400 feet down. Yeah, you're not going to live. I wanted to go up there and get some pictures from that point there. That's an overlook there where the trucks fly off. And they had it closed all summer because they're building a wall to keep the truck drivers from going straight off that cliff. They're putting a big barrier there, so that forces the truck drivers to take the hairpin corner instead of flying off the cliff, because that's your only choice. You're either going to crash into the wall or you're going to fly off the cliff. So, you know, someone will probably hit the wall, go right through the windshield, and their body will go off the cliff. The truck will sit there. Yeah, what? Yeah, laugh about that. Yeah, because I mean, what else are you gonna do? They're freaking idiots, you know. It's how the smart and the intelligent survive. The dumb ones drive off the cliff. The smart ones take the sand trap. I gotta fix that damn the awnings and stuff on RVs. It'll wind, boom, they're torn. And that's what that is, a flap of the awning up on my slide out, flapping on top there. And I got 23 mile an hour winds right now. Been constant, at least 20 most of the night. And it was around midnight, it was up 30, 35. The highest it went was 38 mile an hour winds last night. And my guy wires on my wind generator poles just working great. They're not even loosen. I thought they might loosen up and I have to tighten them up. They're like guitar strings up there, man. Ding! It's just a parachute cord I use. And where's that mirror? See, you see the mirror? I got a mirror sitting here in the sun. You see that? How it's round. You can see my fingers on the mirror, even in the reflection. But if you do this one, the concave side, you see it's got the ring and stuff. But if the mirror is the right distance from the wall, it acts as a magnifying glass. You get the little pinpoint, and you got your mirror sitting in the window, and that convex side is to the sun. It's going to reflect a magnifying glass like light beam, and if it hits something that's the right distance, it'll start a fire. I had friends that the guy's wife left the convex mirror on the coffee table, and the couch was sitting in front of the window, the coffee table on the other side, and the sun crossed across the window behind the couch, and the mirror reflected back the light back onto and burned a trail across their couch while she was out shopping. So yeah, I seen that it was the wrong side of the mirror. Oh, we don't want that side ever pointed where the sun can hit it. You gotta have it the other side, the flat side. That side there is okay because it's not gonna focus the beam, but the convex side will focus the beam. Yeah. So that's about it. I just want to talk, Leo Salazar and the fact that he died in 91, that Moses was made in the 80s. Or about the time that Forrest was dying. Forrest knew Leo Salazar. Leo Salazar showed Forrest this place. And Forrest seen all this stuff, and he seen his stories on the canyon walls, and it reminded him of his past and his history, and like I said, everything's already been written, and ancient people say that. Akashic crystals are about history written in stone and stuff, and it's kind of a psychic, guru-ish thing to see the spirits in the canyon walls. No, only an omnipotent guru is going to find these things. So if you're not really spiritual and if you don't open your mind up to that stuff, then you're not going to see it. I watched a guy last night he had a video about stuff on Mars, and there's some things on Mars that look like yeah, but it's not. The stuff he has on Mars is like one thing here, one thing there, a couple things here, but I've got figures that are just multiple figures, standing side by side, going for half a mile down the canyon wall. pretty obvious. See, Jack's wanting back in, so I'm done. It's about a half hour, and it's a very good. Of course, I didn't tell you where Moses is, but I did find him, and that's what the target is, to find Moses, and where Moses received the Ten Commandments is the blaze. I'm going to look a little more around underneath it and see what I find. Have a good one.